this lecture, we are going to discuss some sample questions and explanation related to functions in Python. This section includes some input-output questions and some programming questions related to function. Okay, before starting questions, we just revise how function return multiple values. So we already studied function returns values. A function can return multiple values. So we can use it in two different ways. So the function call statement receive or use the return value in one of the following ways. So two methods are explained here. In the first method, one square function is given, three values are passing, and it is returning three values, a star a, b star b, and c star c. Okay, in the function call we given only one variable to receive three values, and if you are displaying t, it will display the whole values as a tuple. Okay, second method, if you want to access these three values separately, then what we have to do, just give three separate values in comma form. Okay, these are the two methods we can access multiple values returned from the function. Similar to single value, here if you want to access in different variables, we can use different variables in the function call. So this is one example showing function returning multiple values. Here a function fun is defined with two parameters. These are the statements. Here what we are doing, addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of these two parameters are calculating and returning all those values. So here how many values are returning? 4 values. So in this statement we are accessing two values. Then what we are doing, function call, two values are passing. After calculating, it will returns 4 values. So here 4 values are used for getting the 4 return values. So here a is stored to n1, the value of s is stored to n2, and value of m is stored to n3, and value of d is stored to n4. Then just displaying the result. So you will get the output like this. Next question, similar to previous one, but only one difference is there. So find the output of this question. Function fun is defined. Then in the top level statement, num1, num2, two values are reading, and in the function call, two values are given. Num1 and num2 are passing, and for receiving the values, two variables n1 and n2 are used. So what happens when it calls the function? It goes to the function definition. So here it's calculating a equal to x plus y and s equal to x minus y. Return a comma s. Okay, what happens? Value of a is passed to n1 and value of s is passed to n2. Listen one thing. After return statement, three more statements are there. Print sum and difference return. Then again calculating the product and display. So what happens here is, whenever we are using a return statement in function definition, if any statement you are writing after return statement, that will not be executed. So your output is like this, enter num1, enter num2, you are entering 7 and 4. Then these two values are passed through function definition. Then these two values are, the result a and s are stored in n1 and n2. Then sum is displaying and difference is displaying. It will not execute the function, the statements following the return statement. Okay, I think you are clear. Please read this note. A return statement is used to end the execution of function call and returns the result to the caller. So here this is our caller program, so that value is returned to our main program. The statement after the return statements are not executed. Please keep this thing in mind. Next question, very simple question. From this program, identify function call, argument, parameter, function body and main program. So first, which one is the function header? So what is the name of the function? Process number. So function name is process number. What is this x? X is the parameter. Whatever variable or value we referred explained in function header is parameter. So here def process num is function header and x is the parameter. Here y equal to 54, s equal to process number y. Here y is our argument. The value we are passing through function call is called argument. So y is the argument and x is the parameter. Then it is x equal to 72 and return x plus 3 are the function body. Okay, function header, the first line in the function definition. Function call is process number y, argument y, parameter x, function body and main body. Main program means the statements other than the function definition. So y equal to 54 and result RAS equal to process number y. These two are the statements in main program. Next question is trace the flow of execution. What do you mean by flow of execution? That means just the order in which the statements are executing. So here already output is given. Just listen. Def increment x. Here this is the function definition and only one statement in function call. In the third statement nothing we are doing. Then fourth statement is comment. Then 5, 6, 7 are other statements in our top level. So where the execution start, it execute the first statement def increment x. What will happens here? Def is a function definition. So interpreter identify this is a function definition. So it will not execute second statement. So first it execute the first statement. Second statement will not execute. Third there is nothing. Fourth is hash main program. Hash means comment. So it will not execute comments. Then directly goes to the next statement. Fifth statement, it execute the fifth statement x equal to 3. Then goes to the next statement, sixth one. Then seventh statement executes. In the seventh statement, what it is a function call. So it directly goes to the function definition. So it again start executing the function definition 1 and 2. Then it goes to the next statement after the function call. So it is 8. That is why the flow of execution is 1, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 8. Next one is again a similar question. Find the flow of execution. Here two functions are defined, power and calc square. So here how the execution goes on. First statement execute. So it identifies it is a function definition. So it does not execute 2 and 3. Fourth statement is an empty statement. So it will not execute. Then it goes to the fifth statement. Again it identifies it is a function definition. So it will not execute next two statements. Then it goes to the ninth statement. So first execute the first statement, then execute the fifth statement. Then goes to the ninth statement. Okay. Then what happens? Executing ninth, n equal to 5. Then result equal to calc square of n. Calc square of n means here calc square is a function call. So after executing 10th statement, it goes to the fifth statement. Then the value of n is passed to a equal to power of a comma 2. Again function call is there. So it again goes to the function definition. So after executing 5, it executes 6. Again it is a function call. From 6 it goes to the function definition power. Again executing 1, 2 and 3. Okay. After completing, the value is returned to the function call because return statement is there. So it executes the sixth statement. Then return that value. Where the value is to be returned, it returns to the result because calc square is called this function. So it executes 10th statement, then printing the result, then execute 11th statement. That is why the flow of execution is like this. So we can write one function inside another one, or we can use one function call inside any other function. Next, predict the output of a very simple program. A equal to 1, def f, a equal to 10, print a. Here f is a function definition. First a is assigned to 1, execute this statement. Next, executing this statement, what happens? It is a function definition, so it will not execute a equal to print a. So whatever that will be the value printed in this statement, a equal to 1. Because there is no function called, so this a equal to 10, that statement is not executed. So output is 1. Next one, write the output of the following program code. Here one function is given, change list. Okay, then when we are calling the function, 3 lists are creating, 3 empty lists. For I in range 1 to 10, L dot append I. What it means? I in range. We already studied range function returns values 1 to 9. So L1, for this I, what are the values? 1 to 9. So appending to a list, so it will get the value 1 to 9. Similarly, in the next case, for I in range 10, 1, minus 2, L1 dot append. So here what are the values? 10 to 1 in reverse order. So 10 and step values 2. So every time it will decreases by 2. 10, 8, 6, 4 and 2. So these are the values on L1. The next is for I in range length of L1. What is L1 here? 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. So what is the length? Length is 5. So what are the values for L2? Append L1 of I plus L1 of I plus L of I. So this is L of I and this is L1. So in the first case, value of I is 0. So it will take the value at the index 0. 0, the index, the value is 1. And here the 0th index value is L1. So what will be the value? In the first case, it 10 plus L1 of I plus L of I. So the value is 11. Then again loop is repeating. How many times loop repeats? 5 times. So next 8 plus 2, 10, 6 plus 3, 9, then 4 plus 5, 4 plus 4, 8 and 5 plus 2, 7. Because this loop repeats for 5 times. Then, so these are the values of L2. Then last L2 dot append length of L minus length of L2. What is length of L9? Okay. Then what is length of L1? 5. Subtracting we will get 4. That is also appended to L2. So already in L2 11, 10, 9, 8 and 7 are there. So appending this value, so we will get 11, 10, 9, 8, 7 and 4. Then printing L2. So what will be the value you are getting? 10, 11, 9, 8, 7 and 4. That is the output. Next question, very simple question. One function is given and 3 function calls are there. So before doing this program, keep in mind about default arguments and positional arguments. So first function called check, no values are passing. So in the function definition, 2 values are already assigned. So this is called default argument, n1 equal to 1 and n2 equal to, these are the default value. So here no values are passing, the function called does not cause an error. Why? Because here already default values are mentioned. So in the first case, n1 get the value 1 and n2 get the value 2, calling first check function. Then n1 is changed to n1 plus n2, that is 1 plus 2, its answer is 3. And the next one, and n2 is changed to n2 plus 1, so value is 3. Both case values 3, so printing we will get 3, 3. Okay, first case. The next case, check 2, 1. Here 2 values are passing, so it work out with these 2 values. If whenever we are not giving any values, then only the default value is taken. So here n1 value is 2 and n2 value taken here is 1. Then again calculating the same, n1 3 and n2 is 2. Then last case, check 3, only 1 value is passing. So this value is passed to n1, not to n2. So 3 is passed to n1. Again calculating the value, we are getting n1 equal to 5 and n2 equal to 3. So the solution is 3, 3, 3, 2 and 5, 2.